And the question is, do you see racial segregation in the 3 public schools in Halifax County as a problem? And if so, how would you address it as a member of the North Carolina House? Representative Wray, you want to start with that one?
At the present time, I represent Warren, Vance, and Northampton, and I have been watching from the sideline and listening, and since the new redistricting has been in place and the lawsuits have gone through, I have tried to get engaged and try to get all the information that I could. It is a very critical point. Biggest challenges I see is we need to get everybody together to try to get where we need to get. The bottom line is education, safe environments. You've got 3 school systems, you have 2 of them that do not want to work with one. We have Halifax County that's been struggling. They're making strides, and this year will tell the difference where the state has taken over the system, and they have mentors in there working. They clean the slate with a lot of principles. I think, again, the county commissioners of Halifax County have gone through a process. I think they're supposed to get a report in July where they're supposed to come out with different solutions. But I think, the county commissioners can pull the trigger anytime they want to make reality happen for the 3 school systems to be merged. Number 2 is for it to be considered in the General Assembly, which, it has to be 2 or 3 school systems have to agree to be brought up in legislation. Again, we as legislators, Senator Jones and myself, Andrew Bryant, whoever, we're there for the people. And if the people make that decision, that's where you have school boards, that's where you have county commissioners. They bring us the local legislation, we introduce it, and we push it. But again, there are challenges ahead. There is a process, and the process is going through. And again, it's a very important issue, but it has to be made on the local level also, not just the state level.
Mr. Mills?
Well, UNC Center for Civil Rights has already done a study. They studied the system inside out. They said that Halifax County school systems are actually still Jim Crow. They use the word Jim Crow. In other words, you know what that means. I don't need to go in there. But from a legislative level, I would see a local bill that would eliminate the separation of the children in that kind of way. I think that system, as it stands, there is disparity in terms of outcomes and results, but there is also great disparity in funding. We learned a long time ago with Brown versus the Board of Education that separate but equal is not equal. And I salute Northampton County for having one system. And I implore Halifax County to have one system. I don't see why we need 3 systems. It wastes a lot of money for 3 administrations, 3 sets of boards, 3 complete infrastructure of the operation of the systems. Plus, Brown versus Board of Education, we learned that when you separate students and they are racially separated in that manner, it stigmatizes usually the system that is most disparate and so forth. It causes people to believe that one system is better than the other, even when they're not. And it's a snowball effect of a downhill slide for education. We found that they have, we have the 3 systems, and we also have the taxes. We have 2 systems that have a property tax for education, and we have 1 system that does not. And of course, the Halifax County system is 95% black, and it has no supplemental tax, and therefore it also gets no sales tax by virtue of the county commissioners. That's just plain wrong. There's a moral issue that we must face, and we need to take a stand at the state level if the local level doesn't, and I will take that stand.
All right. Mr. Shearin?
Well, I think there's I don't think we need to insult any race by suggesting that a particular race is incapable of achieving at the same level as any other race. And so, to help the schools, though, I think this school board here is a good example of why what we should be doing in North Carolina is really having more local control of the schools. Instead of running everything from Raleigh, the State Department of Education and the legislature. Last year, the legislature passed a law that says that you have to have a course in high school to graduate dealing with the founding documents, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the Federalist Papers and so forth. Well, I think the educators there and the school board are much better able. It was already part of the curriculum. They just struck out the law and said it's got to be a course now. That's just meddling with the local government. We've got courses on contraception, we've got courses on computers, we've got courses on driver ed. We're getting this gentleman here going back to the basics. Education is not that mysterious. People have been learning. You can't keep people from learning. We just need to focus on the basics, master the basics, and go from there. And I love what our mathematician engineer over here didn't say. We can achieve by doing the right thing. We just need to let the local people control that curriculum. Let the State Department provide consulting services, but we could save tons of money by cutting out 90% of the Department of Education and just ask the legislators to stay out of education.
That could have started a whole new topic.